Hello, distinction students. This is your tutor, Miss Zulu. Welcome to today's conversation where we're going to do a continuation on the topic communication. But before I get into that, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more sessions. So today we're looking at networks. Okay, so a network or a line connectivity can take any of the following three forms. Okay, so the first one is the local area network. Then we have the wide area network, and we have the international network. All right, let us go in detail on the local area network. So, this is a system where computers usually in the same locality, organization, or premises are interconnected and communicate and share information with one another. Okay, so here when we talk about this one, meaning you are in the same area or you're in the same organization. Okay, so I'll give an example of a school computer, right? Let's talk about school levels. There are, so like we have a department in schools where maybe they have like a computer department where they operate computers. It's connected, it's in the same school, and those computers are like in the same room. Okay, so we go to the next one, which is the wide area network. So this is a system where computers are interconnected to one another regardless of the locality or distance between them. It may cover many centers in the country. So have we seen the difference here? When you talk about the local, that one means you're in the same premises, you're in the same school, you're in the same organization, or maybe you could be in the same area. But when we talk about the wide area network, we're talking about people who are not just in the same area, but they could be somewhere far, or maybe a distance from different areas. Okay, so when we talk about this one, I would give an example of a bank. So let me give an example of FNB. So let's talk about, let's say FNB has centers like the whole country, right? And those guys have computers that are interconnected or that are linked when it comes to data. Okay, so meaning as a customer, you can go to any branch. You can go to any branch of an FNB, and then your details will be there. Because why? Those people are interconnected. Even if they have different branches, but the data that they have in their system is the same. Once you go to let's say for example, you have a branch in Chilenje and you go to a branch that's in town center, your details will still come there. Why? Because the database that they have is the same. It could be different areas, different places, different towns, but your data will still be kept. Okay, let us now look at the international network, or in short, internet. So what is internet? Internet is a worldwide system of linked computers. So internet is the interconnection of networked computers on a global scale, hence the name internet. Okay, so internet is a network of networks. So when you talk about networks of networks, meaning it's international, it's everywhere. It's not just in this particular area, it's not just in this particular country, but the whole world at large. Okay, so when you talk about this internet, so there are certain things that make up an internet. When you talk about networks, they make up the internet. So when you talk about internet, people with different tribes, different languages, different countries meet on the internet. Okay, so when you talk about this one, it's a variety, because when you talk about internet, it's used for different purposes these days. People use internet for Zoom meetings, for business activities. So through internet, people can do emailing, people can watch news, people can advertise their products or whatever they are selling, and people can also exchange data. So you could be in Zambia and you could use one of the social media platforms, or you can use through the internet. You can send a file, a document to somebody in a different country. You can email something to somebody in a different country. So when you talk about network, it's a variety. It just doesn't mean one specific area. It's talking about the whole world at large. Okay, so let us look at the uses of internet or service, facilities provided by the internet. So the internet is used for the following main purposes. So the first one is information. So when we talk about information, this is the example that I gave, like social media. You can find on TikTok, people advertising from Nigeria, they're advertising here, and then when you go to TikTok, there's no restriction. Everybody watch from different countries, okay? So let's say this is somebody who is in South Africa, they are posting clothes. You can get information about those products via internet, okay? So now we go to electronic mail, which is an email. So when you talk about an email, this is a way of exchanging data, information using electronic transmission. So when you talk about this one, it enables individuals or groups to quickly exchange messages even if they are separated by distance. So for example, you can be in Zambia and apply for a job in South Africa via email, or you can be in Zambia and apply for a job in the US via email. Okay. So the other one we're going to look at is so some of the advantages that this email have is it is fast. So when you send an email in less than 5 minutes, you'll be able to send it to the person that you're sending to. So the other advantage is it gives a written record of communication. So when you check the track of the emails that you've sent, you will discover that every email that you've sent is there. All the updates, the date that you received it, or the date that you sent that particular email, every detail is kept there. Okay, so information is secret such that subscribers use secret codes or passwords to access the information. So no one will have access to your email, because when signing in for that email, there's a password that you need to put. And in case somebody wants to enter your email, you'll be informed, you'll be asked if you're the one who's trying to access. Even if you're trying to use a different device, whenever you want to log into your email, you'll be asked if you're the one trying to log in. So there's security there. And yeah, so the next one that we're going to look at is news groups. So when you talk about these ones are under a facility on the internet called NetUse. Okay, Usenet. So individuals can gain access to a very wide range of information topics. Okay, so when you use this Usenet software, you receive posts and transmission, news posts, all those things, like you're able to receive information. Okay, so the other one is file transfer. So when you talk about file transfer, data in the form of files can be transferred across the internet. So you can use different platforms via internet to send different folders, different files to people. And then the other one is access and use of other computers. So when you talk about this one enables a user from one computer to another to become a user. So it enables one user to become a user of another computer. Okay. So when you talk about this one, for example, I would say it's able to run programs on other machines if there is a local user. So you can, when you're dealing with this one, you can use on different types of computers. Okay, when we talk about this type. Okay, we also have the emailing lists. So let us go to the ways of accessing the internet. So we have through a connection already set up through his or her own company or organization's computer. So for example, there are many companies where when you go, everything is already set via, maybe it's registered under that company. That's why you find people go for work and then they have like Wi-Fi's, everything already connected in the premises of their organization. Okay, then the other way is through paying for accounts with internet service provider companies. So there are certain companies, like I would give an example of Liquid Data, where those people, they offer internet services. Okay, where you buy a SIM card and you buy data from them. Okay, so the other one that we have is through the bulletin board service, the BBS. So when you talk about the BBS, these are commercially run providers of information each with their own information service and normally offering access to internet service too. So these people provide their own information, their own services, and they provide internet services as well. Okay, let us go to the uses of the internet to people engaged in commerce. So the first, companies use internet for electronic commerce, or also known as e-commerce, in a number of ways that include marketing. So marketing, there we have advertising of products. Business use internet to provide information about their own products and service. So this one, when you talk about marketing, the example is business owners. Somebody will come to the internet, advertise their products. When advertising that product, they'll make sure they give as much as possible information of how you use that product and so on and so forth. The other one is buying and selling products. Interactive electronic purchasing is becoming very popular. People are now able to shop on internet. Okay, so now I'll give an example of these days. Most people who sell clothes, bags, and shoes order them from the internet. We have things like Alibaba, we have Shein. So people will just go on that application, select whatever products they want to buy, and they just use the internet, they ship and get their products. Okay, we also have distribution of products. So the internet can be used to get certain products directly into people's homes. You order something, then it's delivered direct to your home. Internet is used for business-to-business transactions, such as exchanging financial information and accessing complex data. All right, so let us look at the benefits of internet. So the internet has brought about electronic commerce. It has made it possible for people all over the world to communicate with one another effectively and cheaply. So when you talk about the internet, these are benefits, because if you're ordering things from online, you just communicate via those social media platforms. They tell you how to use that product, you send them the money, and they send the goods to you. You have them delivered to your location. Internet does not have a centralized distribution system, and therefore individuals can communicate directly with anyone in the world. So like what I said earlier, where you find when you go on TikTok, there are people from different places advertising their businesses. We have access to people who are in Uganda, people who are in the US. Like, you're able to see whatever products that they're advertising. Okay, internet is flexible as to the use of component networks. Okay, so there are different forms of networks that you can use to access the internet. So let us look at the problems with the internet. So the internet has grown organically without any form of organization. So those are more like disadvantages. Okay, so cost is a major issue. So you know how internet works. You can't access internet if you have no data. So that means there are those costs of you buying bundles and all that. So government controls, such as laws and imposition of tax on internet commerce, may negatively affect the use of the internet. More people become internet users. So by this, there are people who are so addicted to the internet where they can't even be productive, because day in, day out they are on the internet. So that's a disadvantage as well. Internet can be used by dangerous people such as terrorists to attack computer systems that control electronic power. So now the internet, in as much as it's a good place to be, it's also dangerous, because people come and scam other people using the internet. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more sessions.